Well, there's fear and uncertainty on college campuses across the country. Hundreds of students here on visa programs have had their credentials revoked, leaving them as, well, students without status. Some don't even know why their visas were taken away. It's no surprise the Trump administration has been vocal about their aggressive immigration enforcement, specifically targeting outspoken students who have participated in protests. Secretary of State Marco Rubio touts an AI-powered catch and revoke program, canceling visas of students who they say support terrorist groups, kind of like what would happen with the Palestinian protests. Each case is unique for sure, but Joe Paris has confirmed even students in Idaho are not immune.
A campus spokesperson confirms that at the University of Idaho, 2 students have had their visas revoked, as hundreds of other students across the country are now dealing with the same reality. There's no official word about the country of origin of those Idaho students or why their visas are now canceled. Uncertainty is the daily mood for international students.
It is something that maybe wasn't a problem a few years ago or even a few months ago, but now it's becoming a problem.
J.J. Despain is an expert on the topic as an immigration attorney with Wilner and O'Reilly. Offices like his are very, very busy these days.
What we're hearing about is people who maybe had issues in the past, that like overstaying a visa or maybe some criminal history, and they've been fine until now. So now they're becoming more of a priority, more of an enforcement priority.
International students losing their visas is not new. It happens for a variety of reasons. The enforcement is certainly more aggressive, though, leaving more and more students in limbo.
At the moment, they're here without status, and doesn't mean they have to go back to their countries, doesn't mean they have to get a new visa, and just some questions that they need to figure out. So it doesn't necessarily mean someone has to pack their bags and leave, but they should find out what their options are. And maybe that is the best option to leave, but hopefully if someone wants to stay, they can find a way to do that.
There are a long list of conditions for all students on visas to maintain their status, as simple as remaining a full-time student to intricacies about doing part-time work.
So there are, relatively minor things that a student could do all the way up to, criminal charges that could be grounds for, a fair, revocation.
Right, yeah. So, and that happens, unfortunately, where a lot of people maybe got away with something without even knowing they were breaking the rules, and it doesn't come back to bite them until it's an urgent situation.
There is specific focus from the Trump administration on international students who have spoken out during campus protests. Yes, the First Amendment does exist, but Despain explains that student visas are a privilege granted, a privilege that can easily be taken away.
I hesitate to tell people to not express themselves and their opinions, but I think you just want to be careful that it can't be seen as some sort of threat to national security. And I guess the biggest thing to be aware of is maybe you were left alone for the past few months or years. Now with new administration, new policies, new priorities, maybe what you're saying hasn't changed, but it's being seen differently.
And again, just to repeat, the University of Idaho confirms that they've had 2 students that have had their visas revoked, and I reached out to the major universities across Idaho. Boise State tells me this afternoon that they have no record of any of their students having their visas revoked. Idaho State University is looking into the matter. It appeared on preliminary information that they too did not have any students with their visas revoked. But Brian, when I was talking to JJ, through the interview, he says that there are great resources like himself, immigration attorneys, but there's also special offices on campuses for these international offices. He would suggest that students that may be nervous about this or maybe seeing headlines, go check in with someone, make sure you're all up to date. There's a long list of things visa students need to be doing, and even a small minor thing could result in their visa being taken.
And I think the biggest point, as he said, is kind of keep your head down, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Joe.